EU countries seize 82% of Nigeria's agro products exported illegally, FG. Farmers fear international rejection of Nigeria's cocoa over low quality. Reps to meet Agric Ministry design national cocoa policy. Technology can help boost food security transparency in Nigeria, AFDB President. FG wants EU ban on Nigerian beans exports lifted. Agribusiness. Oyo received large batch of 3,300 year participants from Nasarawa. Now the news in details. EU countries seize 82% of Nigeria's agro products exported illegally, FG. About 80% of agro products from Nigeria that are intercepted are seized by the European Union member nations are exported illegally, the federal government has said. It explained that most of the products were prohibited for exports by the government, adding that people illegally moved the items out of the country without clearance by the Nigeria Agricultural Quarantine Services. The NAQS is a regulatory agency under the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development that harmonizes plant, veterinary, and aquatic resources quarantine in Nigeria. It promotes and regulates sanitary and phytosanitary measures in connection with import and export of agricultural products with a view to minimizing the risks of agricultural economy, food, and the environment. Director General NAQS Vincent Isegbe explained that the interception of agricultural exports from Nigeria by EU countries are basically due to the absence of quarantine service in most Nigerian borders. Now, farmers fear international rejection of Nigeria's cocoa over low quality. Cocoa farmers on Tuesday raised their alarm over the low quality of cocoa beans produced in Nigeria and expressed fears that the products might face international rejection if the identified concern persists. The President, Cocoa Farmers Association of Nigeria, Adeola Adegoke, disclosed this during the opening of CFAN Abuja office and the unveiling of Association's Good Agricultural Practices Training Handbook. He said, "We have raised the alarm on the low quality of our cocoa beans and the need for our nation to brace to change this narrative in order to prevent our cocoa from being rejected now and in the future or being sanctioned. And this is because it could lead to the blockage of other opportunities that could improve the livelihood of our cocoa farmers in Nigeria." Adegoke, however, stated that it was due to this concern that the association came up with the GAP handbook in collaboration with the Cocoa Research Institute of Nigeria and the Ecosystem-Based Adaptation for Food Security Assembly in Nigeria. He said, "The collaboration would ensure transparency and sustainability of Nigeria's cocoa supply chain, taking into cognizance the protection of the environment and its biodiversity." The CFAN president said the GAP training handbook was put together for smallholders cocoa farmers to push the country's cocoa production from the current 250,000 metric tons to 500,000 metric tons in the next 2 years. Reps to meet Agric Ministry design national cocoa policy. The House of Representatives has called for Nigeria's return to large-scale production of cocoa, bringing Nigeria back on top of the list of cocoa exporting countries. Consequently, the House mandated its Committee on Agricultural Production and Services to liaise with the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development to review all existing cocoa commodity laws and develop a national cocoa policy to reposition the country as the largest producer in Africa and its recognizable position in the world. The committee is to report back within 4 weeks for further legislative action. A member of House, Ademorin Kuye, had moved a motion titled "Need to Review the Cocoa Production Policy of the Country," which the lawmakers unanimously adopted at the plenary on Tuesday. Moving the motion, Kuye recalled that Nigeria was once a major player in cocoa production, being the second largest producer in the world with 450,000 tons, and the country stopped foreign exchange in 1950s and 1960s before the discovery of crude oil in commercial quantities in the 1970s. The lawmaker also noted that the Nigeria cocoa market crashed in the 1990s as production fell to 170,000 tons and was impacted by the structural adjustment program policies of the late 1980s, which included the dissolution of Cocoa Marketing Board to liberalize cocoa marketing trade and allow improved cocoa output and pricing. Technology can help boost food security transparency in Nigeria, AFDB President. The President of the African Development Bank, Akinwumi Adesina, has said that technology can be deployed to boost food security and transparency in Nigeria. He said this while receiving an honorary doctorate, which was conferred on him at the 38th Founders Day and 30th Convocation Ceremony of the Federal University of Technology, Minna. In Minna on Wednesday, this was contained in a press statement published on AFDB's website and titled AFDB President Akinwumi Adesina awarded an honorary doctorate degree at the Federal University of Technology, Minna. Calls on graduating class to create a new, greater and dynamic Nigeria. Adesina was quoted in his statement as saying, "Technology drives the world. As Minister of Agriculture, I turn to the power of technology, mobile phones, to provide 15 million farmers with access to improved seeds and fertilizers, with a view to ending corruption in the sector. It was revolutionary, the first, not only in Africa, but in the world. It helped Nigeria produce a record additional 21 million metric tons of food. It boosted food security and expanded wealth for farmers from the northeast, northwest, north central, southwest, east, and south-south of the country. It brought transparency and accountability in the use of public funds." FG wants ban on Nigerian beans lifted. Nigerian beans exports lifted. The federal government is making concerted effort to ensure that the ban on beans export from Nigeria by the European Union is limited to stimulate the country's export potential and better the lot of stakeholders in beans export value chain. The Trade Promotion Advisor, Ado-Ekiti Assistant Office, Nigerian Export Promotion Council, Mrs. Iyabode Abe, said the efforts included sensitization of beans farmers and merchants on good agricultural practices and avoidance of indiscriminate use of chemicals. Abe said in Ado-Ekiti at a technical section on value chain export development to address chemical residue in storage of dried beans for export, said the inability to export beans to EU country has had negative effect on the country's gross domestic product. At the event when NEPC distributed hermetic bags for grain storage to beans farmers and merchants, the advisor tasked the stakeholder on best practices to actualize the dreams of exporting their products to the international market, which will in turn increase the GDP of non-oil sector to Nigeria's economy. NEPC Assistant Director of Products Development Department, Afolabi Bello, said, "The problem with beans is insects during storage. With the growing demand, people don't want the weevils, so the farmers and merchants apply chemicals to beans in needless quantity to kill the weevils. This has harmful effect on human consuming the beans. In EU, it was discovered that pest chemical residue in our beans was too high as at 2015 and consequently suspended Nigeria from exporting beans to the EU until we are able to address this chemical residue from our dry beans." According to the recent report from the World Bank, Nigeria and other developing countries are expected to lose between $12 billion and $15 billion by 2025 to export rejects. Agribusiness. Oyo received last batch of 3,300 year participants from Nasarawa. No fewer than 300 beneficiaries of the Youth Entrepreneurship in Agricultural Business (YEP) were received by the officials of Oyo State Government at the Agodi Secretariat Ibadan following their arrival from Nasarawa State on Sunday. The agribusiness training for youth in Oyo State, which started on 8th of August 2021, has seen no fewer than 3,300 youths joined from across the 33 local government areas of the state, including non-indigenous residents in the state. The youth number about 300 who could not contain their joy and excitement sang and danced while recounting their experiences during the agribusiness training program, which lasted them for 2 weeks in Nasarawa State. Briefing journalists shortly after their arrival, the Director General of Oyo State Agribusiness Development Agency, OISABA, who also doubled as the Executive Advisor to Governor on Agri-Business Matter, Dr. Debo Akonde, represented by Mr. Olufemi Ilori, the Director of YEP and Technical Service, Oyo State Agribusiness Development Agency, maintained that the training was part of the state government's commitment towards preparing the youth ahead of the agricultural revolution in the state in terms of acquisition of necessary skills to key into the government's agricultural agenda. As what they said, state government has made provisions for financial support for the year graduates, which will be rolled out in batches to enable effective monitoring and guidance. The journey to Nasarawa State started on the 8th of August last year and has ended today. It was not an easy journey. Thank you for watching and listening to us. News compiled by Omoni Samson, assisted by Ioni Okoyemi. Thank you very much.